Good, y'all. Listen, look, I'm mad I even gotta say this.
Why are we acting like this is not
There's nothing wrong with hate. You've got to hate some things with a passion. And destruction, they must dislike and hate with a passion.
Peace. It's your girl ZZ back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell, get us on a thumbs up, share this mug. All that. Okay, so today's video, we have a quick reaction. Now, I believe I talked about this when this initially happened. At least the first half of this story. Snoop Dogg. If y'all remember, just a few months ago, the movie Lightyear came out. And Lightyear was basically a spinoff from Toy Story. It was based on the toy Buzz Lightyear. So he got his own movie. Within that movie, they had a same-sex couple, two women. All right. So it was a lot of backlash about that. Of course, I know FBAs. It was a lot of people that not wrong with that. Not only just FBAs, but it was a lot of people that kind of gave that portion of the movie or that aspect of the movie backlash, because it's like, we didn't ask for that. Okay, that wasn't in the first Toy Story. Why were we expecting in this one? So yeah, got a lot of backlash, wasn't rocking with it. I personally, that's why I said I'm pretty sure I talked about this when it first happened, but I'm definitely not with that. I'm not with the LGBT propaganda inside children's content, period. I'm sorry. You're pushing confusion. These are children. Keep it simple. Keep it heterosexual. I'm not rocking with all that. So Snoop Dogg had similar sentiments. All right. He took his nephew to go see, or his grandson, one of the two, to go see Lightyear when it first came out. He had no idea that it was going to be a same-sex couple in it. He just went because, he mentions that Keke Palmer was in it, so I'm assuming that's a motivated factor why he wanted to see it as well. But this is him talking about it.
My grandson to see what was the movie with Buzz Light?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
the new Buzz, the Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, with Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Keke's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, and she had a baby. Oh, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, I didn't come in for this. I just came and watched the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Shh. Movie ain't over with. So it's like, I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of that I don't have an answer for.
I'm gonna tell you why the Snoop Dogg.
So yeah, so as you can see, those were his sentiments after the movie, which I agree with. I understand. If I would have took my niece and nephew to go to a movie and that popped up and they asked me that, I would be blown. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna explain it to you after the movie. I'm gonna tell your parents to talk to you about it after the movie, something like that. Honestly, I might get up and leave. Yeah, nonetheless, I get what he's saying. That's absolutely egregious. Again, that sort of content within that sort of propaganda within children's content is completely inappropriate. There's no reason for them to know that. I think, there's this whole agenda where love is love, and we need to beat that. We need to keep open minds. We need to teach our children to have open minds. We have to realize that LGBT only take up a very, very, very small percentage of the American population. Okay. And even if you want to go worldwide, even smaller if you want to go worldwide. But in America in particular, they represent a very small percentage. Matter of fact, I'll try to look it up and insert it later. But the last time I checked, it was like 5.6%, something like less than 10%, barely over 5% of LGBT people in America. So for us to get up here and act like they need all this representation, they need all this, we need to teach our children to be open, we need to especially knowing that, Black culture, I'm going to say that within Black culture, that's not something that's promoted. It's not something that's pedestalized or even openly accepted to a degree. That, what I'm saying? It's just unnecessary. It's very unnecessary to put all of this representation in their content when it's not something that should be prioritized. Again, they're only a small percentage of the country, and it's only and honestly, it's in certain parts of the country you go to, you may not even see LGBT people, period. Or you're not going to see, even if they are LGBT, you're not going to see same-sex couples like openly walking around like, or very often. That's not something that you'll see. So, especially in places like the South. So, or certain parts of the South. So it's like, yeah, it's not necessary. All right. That's just an agenda that they're trying to push to confuse our children. I'm not with that. Now, recently, Snoop Dogg, now because he got some backlash. Snoop Dogg did get some backlash on those comments. Did he get backlash from us? No, he didn't get backlash from Black Americans on the grassroots. We not the one that was dragging through the mud. He got backlash from them white tees. He got backlash from them white folks up in them corporations who said, "Hey, look, nigga, if you don't push this agenda, we're gonna have to start cutting some of these funyuns." Okay, that's what it's given, because we was not dragging Snoop Dogg through the mud for his comments on that. That was not what was happening. Okay, we drug Snoop Dogg more for the shit he did with Trump, the little inauguration thing. We went on him more for that than this thing. So that wasn't. I'm like, there was no need for correction for those statements for real, other than the fact that people with the money, the people with real money that can affect his pockets, said something to him about it. So that's the narrative I'm gonna go with. Allegedly, but that's the narrative I feel like fits the best. Now, so recently it says Snoop Dogg partners with GLAAD after Lightyear controversy. Snoop Dogg sparked a flurry of criticism after appearing on a podcast earlier this year, appearing to blast Disney's and Pixar's first same-sex kissing scene in the film. Oh yeah, that was another thing. It wasn't just a same-sex couple. The same-sex couple, the two women actually kissed in the film, so like solidified. I think they've had other characters where they like kind of allude to it. I think they said like Timon and Pumbaa's a gay couple, and a couple other characters. People that kind of, alluded to like them trying to sneak some LGBT characters in there. But this one was real blatant because they had a same-sex kissing scene. Partnering with GLAAD for his Spirit Day celebration, Snoop Dogg sat down with past The Voice contestant Jeremy Belote, I'm not sure, for a conversation and unveiled a new track, Love is Love. Now, Snoop Dogg has a children's channel where it's called Doggy Land, and it's basically like a cartoon channel, and they do kids and nursery, kid songs, nursery rhymes, and things of that nature. So he's partnered with this organization, GLAAD, to create this new track, Love is Love. I would hope you already know where I'm going with this, just based off that title of the song, Love is Love. EGREGIOUS. Matter of fact, I'm not going to even read the rest of this. I'm going to play the rest. I'm going to play the clip. I just wanted to kind of set it up. But here's the clip of him talking to the guy from The Voice who also does an animation on this, who also does a voice animation, I believe, on the song.
Changed my life. So
Thank you, JB.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we do. Love is Love is a record that my kids program, Doggy Land, presented me, where it's the song where it's teaching love is love. It's teaching parenthood. It's teaching the situations that kids and the world is going through right now in a beautiful way through song, dance, melody, and just trying to get more understanding, clarity on how we live and the way we live. And I felt like this music is a beautiful, bridge to bringing understanding. This is a program that we've been doing for years where we involve kids, and these are things that kids have questions about. So now hopefully we can help answer these questions and, help them to live a happy life and understand that love is love.
Amen. I don't know if you know this, but I was a nanny in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Let me show y'all the image right quick. I don't want to get copyrighted or nothing like that, but let me show y'all let's show y'all quickly the image that is in his I muted it here. Right here. So that's the same-sex couple right there. Those two dogs right there are two women, all right? And that's their child, presumably. But that's the same-sex couple that's inside this animation. Now, firstly, this is an egregious look for Snoop. It's really giving sellout. That's why I'm like, we dragged him worse for the stuff he did for Trump, that inauguration. It was like a crypto ball, I think it was. It wasn't an inauguration, but it was like a crypto ball or something like that he did for Trump or for the Republicans, something like that. And people was dragging him through the mud for that. But this honestly deserves a lot more dragging through the mud, in my opinion, than that did. Because this is giving sellout. This is a direct contradiction to what he just said. I didn't even realize that the Lightyear thing, that clip of him saying that was just a month ago. That was just a month or so ago when he got dragged for that, which means they immediately came back to correct him. Or honestly, this is a form of buck breaking. This ain't correction. This is a form of buck breaking, to be honest, because they're forcing his hand to push a narrative that he already clearly disagrees with. He's already made it clear that he's not with it. He does not want to have to explain these sort of things to children. So in what world would it make sense that he goes back on his word, not even, basically only a month later, and create a whole cartoon surrounding the very idea you was just vehemently against? You cannot sit up here and tell me that this wasn't somebody in his head telling him, hey, look, you're going to lose this, and that if you don't correct that. This group, that group, this group is going to see that, and that's going to be a problem. So I can't respect this. I'm not rocking with it. And the name of his channel is Doggy Land. Parents, I would suggest you block this channel. That's the best suggestion I can give to you, because if he's willing to go back on his word and do something like this, I can't even imagine the other things that's already on that channel. Or that will soon to be on that channel, that will come to be on that channel soon, because he's obviously compromised. This is not it. It's a lot of things. That's on like the political ideologies. I wasn't with Kelly Rowland and Beyonce speaking at Kamala Harris's rally. I'm not with that. I thought that was coonish, if I'm being honest, especially because they got up there. And I talked about that. Kelly was up there and they was pushing the agenda too, to be honest. Kelly got up there in a big ass suit. Beyonce came up there looking real feminine and a nice little, I think she had on a dress or one piece, something like that. So they was already pushing some confusion when they went up there too. I wasn't rocking with that. I wasn't rocking with Nelly doing the Trump thing or Snoop Dogg doing the Trump thing. But this right here shows me that you have passed the line of opinion. You could be opinion. You could, it's a lot of black people that are Democrats. You could be having opinion, and your ideologies, your political ideals, they align with the Democrats, or they align with the Republicans. Okay, I might not agree. I'm not in agreement with either side. I think it's two sides of the same white supremacist coin. But I mean, all right, that's your opinion. That's how you feel. That's what you think is best for the community. Okay, but if you clearly come out and say something as blatant as, look, I don't know why the hell they had two same-sex couples. My nephew asking me about it. I'm uncomfortable. I don't want to tell him. I'm like, I ain't never about to take. I don't even want to go to the movies no more. You take it to that extent. I don't even want to go to the movies no more. And then you turn around and do something like this. You're compromised. You can be bought, clearly, or you can be told what to do, which means you're already bought. I'm not rocking with this. Snoop Dogg, this is weak as hell. This is not it. This is a terrible look. And again, it's a lot of things you could bounce back from. I'm not fucking with this, though. Nah, I don't trust you around the kids no more. Because mind you, this is the same brother that just came out with a kids movie not too long ago. He actually came out. Matter of fact, he did come out with a kids movie not too long ago. I think earlier this year, if I'm not mistaken. What was that called? Let me just look that up right quick. Underdogs. Yep, the Underdogs. The Underdogs. And I don't know if y'all seen. Let me just pull up the cover of it. I don't know if y'all seen that movie. I watched that movie. I think it was on Amazon. It was a streaming movie, if I'm not mistaken. But that movie was a little egregious within itself, to be honest. I'm not sure if I talked about it at the time, but that movie had a lot of problematic things in it as well. I'm not going to lie. It was adultizing the hell out of them kids. Kids was cursing like a mug. I mean, the general story of it, of, the black man coming in to help the young kids. And then, that was cute. But also them kids was kind of doing a lot of egregious things and saying some very, like non-childish things. Like some of them was sounding like adults, the way they was cursing and using some of that language, and even some of the things going around, the language being used around them. So yeah, very questionable behavior. And if you to go back and double down with this Doggy Land, love is love nonsense, I can't. I'm not rocking with it. I'm not even rocking with the simple fact that you're going with the narrative love is love, because love ain't love. Love is intentional. Love is godly. Love is just. So you choose who you love. You're not just walking down the street. I mean, people love to romanticize. Shout out to Dr. Neely Fuller, the ancestor now. Dr. Neely Fuller Jr., he says that inside the compensatory code. Baby, you should not be romanticizing love. Romance should never be a part of the goal. That's not it. But that's what these white supremacists have pushed on us. They shoved down our throats if this is this romantic version of love. This, you can just walk down the street and look somebody in the eyes and that's the person that you're going to fall in love. You're just going to fall in love and you're going to get married. And it's like, no, love is intentional. You control who you even give the opportunity to fall in love with. If you're putting yourself around white men, if you wearing hard wigs, you wearing you out here trying to talk like a Karen, yeah, you're going to attract white men. You're going to get that. That's who you're going to get if you continue to and you like the attention from white men. Yeah, you're going to keep catering to that. You're going to keep feeding into that. Yeah, and then eventually you're going to end up with a white man. But that's what you wanted. You didn't want to end up with somebody. You wanted to end up with a white man or Hispanic or Asian, whatever the case may be, because that's what you was attracted to. Now, the reasons why you was attracted to it could be fetishization, it could be internalized anti-blackness, it could be et cetera, et cetera. But really what it is you, for whatever reason, was attracted to that, and that's what you wanted. Not just because you just so happen to just, see somebody and then love is love. You just happen to fall in it just so happened like that. It doesn't happen like that. You're intentional whether you realize it or not. Your subconscious is always intentional. So a part of you is always knowing what's going on, even if you don't realize it. I'm not feeling that bullshit and love is love. Come on. This just feels like Snoop Dogg is trying to get his way back into the good graces of white mommy and white zaddy somehow, some way. So he can end up back at the Olympics hosting, or he can end up on an EPSI award. What is that? ESPN awards, or Snoop Dogg. He does a lot of side quests. He do a whole lot of side quests, which would be cool. But I bet you some of them side quests got threatened when them crackers heard him say, "Oh yeah, I'm not rocking with the same sex." You said what? Oh, you got to take that back. You can't be at the Olympics and we pushing the agendas we pushing. You can't be saying shit like that at award shows. That ain't gonna work. So yeah, you can't be having movies. We can't be pushing you at the forefront of movies and stuff like that. And, we can't be doing stuff like that if you out here going against the grain, going against the agenda. That ain't gonna work. If you're gonna do it, you gotta at least be quiet about it. You gotta at least not say nothing. Avoid the subject, if anything. But you're not going to blatantly come out and just say, no, I'm not in agreement with that in children's movies. That's not appropriate. You come out and say something like that, yeah, it's definitely going to be a problem. Honestly, sometimes, even if you don't say it, if you just keep avoiding it, at some point, they're going to try to make you show your allegiance with them. Show your allegiance to them. They're going to make you. They're going to set you up some way, they're going to box you into a corner publicly and make you address it. So that way they know exactly if they got your ass or they don't, or if they need to get you. So, I digress. I just thought that was egregious. Very disappointing, to say the least. Snoop Dogg, do better. Parents block Doggy Land. I would say 86, that whole channel, until he comes, not even until, because the brother is, I think this is just obvious enough that the brother is controlled at this point. That's just a telltale sign to me in my case. So my best advice is to y'all is to keep your children, block the hell out of that Doggy Land channel, and stay away from any content he has that's coming out towards children. Because if he came out with this bullshit ass song, I wouldn't be surprised if he throws something in a movie, or they have him in a movie where something like that is being pushed on children. It's something to that degree, because they love, again, this is a form of buck breaking. So this might not even be enough. The song might not be enough, to be honest. They might have to get him to double down or something. Who knows? Because they love to get black men to do gay shit too. So I'm not gonna put it on them. But I wouldn't be surprised if something else, he has to go through another ritual. That's really what this is. Yeah, let me know what y'all think. Let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Are y'all gonna watch that show? Do you think LGBT propaganda is okay for children's content? Do you think children need to be learning about these things to have an open mind? Love is love. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Other than that, baby, that's all I got. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one. Peace and be one.
We do not play, but I green. You fuck with the team. Might find your West in the creek. We crossing our T's. We don't never miss a beat.